Coach Cam made this shit.
I'm Brenden Kron. This is Rex.
AKA
Andrew Garfield fan account.
I wanted to mix it up on you.
Yeah. Caught me off guard. And this is Jammin with Kron Rex.
Yeah. Welcome. How you been doing, buddy?
Pretty good.
I was like, because we don't really talk throughout the week anymore. And there's sometimes when I genuinely don't talk to you on purpose. Because, like, if I know something that just happened, I'm like, I don't want to talk to you about it yet. It's really weird us living together and then once a week talking.
It's an odd trade-off because also it's like I'm not going to get too personal in here. So I have to, like, only talk to you of, like, super heavy topics or the, like, lowest grade topics, and all the middle is here.
Because there'll be some things that, like, you'll tell me, and I'm like, fuck, I want to talk about it. So you'll just be like, hey, man, this just happened. I'm like, cool.
I know. Well, that's why now it's
that's neat, man.
like something that we're not really going to get into is like The Weeknd's new album, because we didn't have much to say. Yesterday we had to be like, are we going to talk about this tomorrow? Or
having said that, I really like the song Gasoline now.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what happened.
I think it sucks.
Dude, I swear to God, it ends up... I even predicted this was going to happen because of, I'll say the way too sexy effect, but that sounds gay. But yeah, hated that song. Absolutely fucking despised it. And then I heard it a couple more times through, and I was like, it's like one of my favorite, return to songs on that album.
Yeah, I don't know. Way Too Sexy, the first time I heard it, I was like, this is ridiculous. This is through the roof. I was like, I don't love it. I was like, but it's fun. I was like, I can see myself liking it. Gasoline, I was like, I genuinely wanted to turn off the album. So
what's that supposed to be? Like him talking to his younger self? Is that what that album is?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, it's old man Weekend on the thing, which is not bad looking.
Yeah.
It's not a bad looking guy there.
Yeah. This might be odd. I listen to more of like, I don't really listen to the lyrics all that, like in depth. I don't really like analyze the lyrics. I kind of just listen to like the melody of it more than anything. Yeah. Like if it's like, if I like how it sounds is more of what I listen to.
There's a lot of songs that I genuinely don't know what they're saying. I have horrible hearing too, but there's a lot of times when I have no idea what's going on.
But that is an odd thing to say. Like, oh, I listened to this song. What's it about? What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. That's why I like some artists like I don't mind that I have no idea what he's saying.
It's probably
80% of the
better
time.
that way.
Yeah, like it's okay for me because I'm just like, as long as it sounds good, it's going through the beat well, like it does what it needs to.
When I'm listening to Young Thug, that's when I try to like pay attention to the lyrics, because whenever I do, it makes me like the song more. Yeah,
well, I think he's really good at both.
Yeah,
because if you don't listen to it, his big appeal is like his sound and the way he uses like vocal acrobats and.
Oh, look at you with the terms.
Thank you. I've been watching a lot of Sean C. And, just, like, the cool things he does with his voice, like, just the melodies are cool. But then, if you actually listen to the lyrics, he's like, red necklace spaghetti. And you're just like, what? What the fuck?
I love that guy.
I'm kicking shit, need a prosthetic.
I just fucked a cup of water.
I came on her face, now she's a cow.
Yeah, there's some people that you'll get more enjoyment once you know the lyrics, and he's definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Is that how your week's been going?
Yeah, not bad. I mean,
just listening to Gunna.
No, I listen to a little bit of Gunna.
Yeah,
a lot of The Weeknd's album. Nothing too crazy. Kind of the same shit, really. Yeah, didn't really switch up this week's music, but. Yeah, nothing too exciting. Watched a couple movies, but I think we'll get into that later. Just kind of had a chill week that should have been a lot more productive, but wasn't. So
fuck it, dog.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, not the strongest start of a new year, but we'll get there. What about you? How's your week been?
Oddly enough, for someone who bitches about New Year's resolutions, I have been doing like a decent amount of them that I don't call New Year's resolutions, but I mean, they pretty much have been. Like, I'm trying to read 12 books this year. I'm doing pretty good about that.
Yeah.
And whenever I set that up, because the app asked me, like, do you have a goal for this year? And I was like, fuck, I just set up a New Year's resolution. I was like, God damn it. But no, I've just been watching a lot of movies recently, because I'm really bad about saying my opinion on a movie that I have not watched.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
I do that about a lot of shit.
Yeah, because like other people have watched these movies, and so I hear it from them, and I'm like, oh man, I hear like The Godfather's underrated. They're like, oh, what'd you think about it? I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah, I think I do it whenever like there's some I like watching like critics and stuff. If Fantano says like he doesn't like something, I'm like, I'm gonna give it a try. But I agree with a lot of what Sean C says. So if he says like these are the reasons I don't like it, usually they're gonna be around the same reasons I wouldn't like something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I don't like it, even though I'd never even give it a chance.
It's usually got to be a strong opinion one way or the other. Like, if somebody says they really like something, I'm like, oh, check it out. Or if they say they really don't like something, then I'm like, I'll check it out. Like, I love bad movies, but I do not equate that to music. Because a bad album is nowhere near as good as a bad movie. I don't know why, but I mean, I guess...
It's harder to pick on an album than it is a movie. Because there's so much to a movie. Like, you can make fun of the music in a movie.
Yeah.
I think there's just more to pick on, and that's what makes a bad movie good.
Yeah.
And I think that a bad album isn't ridiculous.
What do you mean?
A bad movie is ridiculous.
You mean like almost cartoonish ridiculous?
Yeah, you don't get that in music because how could you?
Yeah.
But like with a movie, like there's a
Velocipaster
is a good one. I was thinking, I can't think of the fucking name, but the tire that blows up shit with its mind.
Isn't it?
It's like something
Rob or something like that. Rubber.
Rubber. Yeah. Like that's so ridiculous. Like it's very easy to be like, oh, I see why you like something so dumb. Versus an album, you're like, no, this isn't it.
Yeah, I would like if I'm hanging out with people, I would genuinely. Not 8 times out of 10 would rather watch a bad movie with somebody than like a good movie, and not like a bad movie that's like just boring, like The Village or Don't Look Up. Yeah. Like I would rather like a movie that's so bad it's enjoyable. Like you can poke fun at it.
Yeah. Well, there's only a couple genres of movies that I want to listen to with people or watch with people.
Yeah,
and that's comedy and action. Is kind of where I don't want to go too far outside of those when I'm in a group of people.
Yeah,
because like I don't want to like sit down and like La La Land's not the movie I'm going to watch in a big group of people and cheer on a musical that's like very critically acclaimed. Like that's not a movie I'd get together with people to watch.
Yeah,
but Velocipaster is, which is a comedy action movie.
Yeah. Other than that, I feel like complete dog shit today. I don't know if you know, but I didn't go to bed till like 6 o'clock.
No, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, because my stomach hurt so goddamn bad. We haven't drank in a while, and I was just
you really haven't.
Yeah, and I don't know. I had no hint of feeling like my stomach was upset until I got done drinking. Like I was fine the entire time, but then fuck, dude, it was fucking rough. And soon as I went to my bed to lay down, I swear to God, it was 20 minutes later that my girlfriend's alarm went off. Dude, it pissed me off so goddamn bad. She's like, because she had work in like 2 hours, she never gets up that early.
Oh, yeah.
But for whatever reason, this morning she wanted to get up and take a shower, and I was like, yeah, of course. I was like, why not this morning? Feel like dog shit.
There was ever a time.
Yeah, of course. Feel like dog shit. I'm off my meds. You know,
oh, wow.
Be a good day. I just don't have them.
Okay, all right.
I took them all at once, hoping they would last me the month. But no, we had our Marvel bracket episode, which is honestly probably my favorite bracket we've done. It's one of the most we've gotten like responses from and like interactions with, because I mean it's just pretty wide appeal. Yeah, I think No Way Home won that.
Yeah, I need to post the winners.
Was it on both? Because I can't remember on which one that I saw. I think it was I think it was winning on Twitter the last time I saw, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how many white viewers we had, but I figured it was more.
SpiderMan won with 67%.
Yeah.
And then...
Damn. Got 2/3 of the fucking votes.
Yeah. And on Instagram... If it'll load. Yeah, I believe it won as well. It's not loading. Hold on. It did 60-40 on this, so a little closer.
Damn.
But
not much closer.
Just a little.
Yeah.
A bit.
Goddamn.
Yeah. I wonder how many people actually seen both of those movies and voted.
Yeah.
But
the 3 Spider-Men. Fuck, marry, kill.
I'm going to marry Tom Holland, fuck Andrew Garfield, and kill Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, I don't
think,
like that that I'm also killing Toby.
Yeah.
But
You're going to marry Andrew?
I think I'm marrying Andrew.
I get it.
Holy shit. Yeah, I don't know. Especially after watching him in Tick Tick Boom last night. He's just fucking great. He's the worst Spider-Man. But
unfortunately,
the most fuckable Spider-Man.
I think he's the best looking.
Yeah. I mean, Tom Holland's a good looking guy.
Yeah.
Toby's
not.
Toby's not the best looking guy. Seems like a real genuine sweetheart, but
yeah. I don't know. He doesn't seem like a sweetheart.
Well, no, not if you're a paparazzi.
Yeah.
But I can kind of give him a pass for that.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't hold any sympathy for paparazzi.
No, why would you?
It's a really disgusting field.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, there just doesn't really seem to be anything, like, noble about it. Like, not that you should just be seeking jobs that are, like, honorable and noble. Like, who cares about that? But, like, it's just nasty.
It's weird, too. Like, your job is to be the first person to stalk someone
Yeah.
that others know. Like it's just an odd job. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get how they're I mean, I get if you can get like a reaction out of somebody, but like a lot of the times it's just people like running up to people's cars and like taking pictures. Like, what are you gaining out of that? Like, were you going to get $15 for that picture?
I don't know. Well, I mean,
who's buying that? Who's buying
like
that picture?
TMZ. I mean, think about like.
But there's so many paparazzi, they can't all be making money like that.
Well, I mean, think about like the person who got the shot of Britney Spears, where like you can see her.
Yeah, but those are so far and few in between.
Yeah, but
like I don't get how you can survive off. I mean, like they probably made a pretty penny off that one.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Like, what are these other people making? Like, it cannot be that reliable of a job. I can't imagine it has health insurance.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird job, but
random thought. You know, I was just thinking. Did you ever hear like those weird like myths growing up? Like, did your parents ever tell you like what the white in your fingernail was? Like, you know how you'll have like random like white spots on your fingernail?
Yeah.
My mom used to tell me that was like that would happen whenever you lied.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was kind of a bitch about that.
I mean, okay. I don't think that's not too bad. Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Like, what do you like? Again, what are you gaining out of that? Like, I pay attention to that so much now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was told like, I don't think it was my mom that told me. I don't know who the fuck told me, but like hiccups. Every hiccup makes you just a little bit taller. That's how you get taller. I was told
you
that
are
as a
kind of
child.
tall.
Yeah. And I haven't had true hiccups in a while, so I haven't been getting taller. But
that's weird.
Yeah. So like now, that's why even now. Like, every time I get, like, a little bit of hiccups, I'm like, oh, I'm getting a little taller. Like, I just say it just because that's what I was told as a kid. It's just funny to me. It's just such an absurd lie.
Hiccups are genuinely, like...
The worst. The fucking worst.
Dude, another random thing that kind of reminds me of it, because, like, I was just... In my head, I was thinking I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. There used to be an old torture method of where if they was trying to extract information out of somebody... Obviously, like, this is back in the... You'll understand it's not, like, in the past 20 years.
Yeah.
But, like, whoever is under interrogation, they would sew him in a big leather bag with a live dog, a live snake, a live chicken, and a live monkey. They would sew them all up in a big leather sack and throw them in the river.
Wow.
Yeah. Like,
seems like a lot of extra steps.
Yeah, I would say, because you could literally have just done, like, not
one
all
half
of that.
Of those.
Yeah, you could have just done half of that, like maybe
One
just
third.
kept them on dry land.
You could have done a third of each, like, put them with the animals,
Yeah.
sew them into a bag, or throw them in the river.
Yeah, but they were just like, no.
We got to do them all.
You know the most hardcore one I think I've ever heard? Mm-mm. So they would submerge some person in like it'd be like in almost like a kiddie pool looking thing, and they would keep them there to the point, like, for so long, to the point where their skin got like really soft, and like flies and stuff would come into the water and would be able to like eat through their skin because it's so fucking soft.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from.
That's fucking gross.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the white things on my fingernails are.
I don't either, buddy.
No, I've been listening to a lot of history shit lately, so
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
yeah, like an odd amount of like dictator stuff. Like, 'cause I'm reading 1984, which is just pretty much talking about Joseph Stalin, but it's not. And then listening to a podcast that talks about Joseph Stalin looks real suspicious for whoever my FBI agent is watching my phone.
You're having a weird kick.
Yeah. I've been really enjoying it, though. So I got this list pulled up.
Which is?
It's the IMDb thing of the best movies.
Oh, the best movies? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Oh, yeah, we could look at mine. But, like, I have never seen The Godfather.
I haven't either.
Any of them? Well, yeah, right? That'd be pretty fucking stupid of you.
It falls into the same category as, like, Braveheart, where I'm pretty sure I may have seen it, but it's been so long ago and I was a kid to the point where I didn't really watch it. So,
Yeah.
maybe, but no, I couldn't name one thing from The Godfather that I don't know from a different show. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I know the references, but I don't fucking know that show or that movie at all.
Yeah, I would say, it's one of those where there's so many references to it. Like, everything you watch will have a Godfather reference at some fucking point.
Yeah, it has to.
And you kind of put the pieces together.
Yeah.
That you know what's going on with it.
Yeah.
But Shawshank at number 1 with a 9.2 is the highest rating on IMDb.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's really fucking cool. I saw Spider-Man No Way Home at 19. Of all fucking time.
Yeah.
I think that's the highest. Yeah, that's the highest rated Marvel movie.
Wow. So it's number 1 on IMDb.
It's cool that a superhero movie is in the top 10 or even the top 5, because The Dark Knight is 4th all time.
Yeah.
Right under both of the Godfathers. God damn.
I heard the
sequels at 3.
If I'm not mistaken, Godfather 3's not great. And that's why that trilogy's not. Like, apparently that's one of the best trilogies ever, but I think the third one's not great.
Well, I'll say, even if the third one is a fucking bombshell,
yeah,
the first 2 were in the top 3 movies of all time.
Yeah. According to IMDb.
What you've been watching this week?
Modern Family.
Yeah.
I've been watching that because we have a sitcom bracket we've mentioned, so I've been trying to watch sitcoms.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And so you got a couple of those you need to rewatch or watch a little bit of.
Yeah.
As well, but you got time. I got a lot of them I need to rewatch.
Yeah.
So I've been watching it. I really like that show. Movies, I watched Road Trip. Sex Drive.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that already.
Yeah. Some early 2000s comedies. The generic ones.
Yeah. Genuinely such a good comedy era.
Yeah.
Is the 2000s.
Yeah.
Holy shit, for just stupid and, like, admittedly bad comedy movies.
They didn't take themselves too serious.
It's fucking great.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
And I don't know, I don't see any movies like that now.
Yeah.
Or even, like, announced.
What about apparently the best comedy movie of last year?
Which was?
Don't Look Up.
That was the best comedy?
Well, it's like supposedly the best movie of last year, and it is a comedy. It's like comedy drama, I think.
All right, so
yeah,
we both.
This is mainly what I wanted to talk about.
All right,
because you asked me how it was after I watched it, and I gave you my take on it. But I'm kind of curious to see what you thought.
Okay. So what you told me going into this was that you kind of thought it was boring. Not kind of. You thought it was boring. You kept constantly checking to make sure that it was so like how soon it was going to be over, and it just wasn't.
Yeah, I don't think it's ridiculously long by today's standards, because it's hard to find a movie that's longer than that's shorter than 2 hours nowadays.
Yeah.
But I think the runtime's like 2 hours and 24 minutes or something like that.
I got it pulled up. Yeah, 2 hours, 25 minutes, so.
Yeah. So, no.
I mean, you're pretty close.
I know, I just thought you was going to be a dick about it.
No.
I would have been.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so I kind of went in knowing that I was going to be a little bored, or expecting to be a little bored with the movie.
Yeah.
And which was nice, because before that I've only heard how great it was, and so before this I was going in with like, oh, this is going to be the best movie. I can't wait to watch it. And I finally watched it, and I think that was such an understatement of what you said.
No, I did not undersell that, because remember, I word for word said it was like it was with everything in mind, it was the worst movie I've ever seen.
It is up there for me as well.
Can you look up the budget for that movie?
Yeah, I can.
Because with I cannot imagine how big the budget on that movie was to get all the actors they did, the good quality actors they had, the
$75 million. Which honestly doesn't sound as crazy.
Doesn't sound that crazy.
I'm going to look up like SpiderMan.
Yeah. Oh, God. I can't imagine what that was.
$139 million. I don't know which Spider-Man. It just says Spider-Man budget. And
it's probably the newest one.
Yeah. Oh, no, this is Spider-Man 1.
Like Homecoming?
Tobey Maguire's number.
That was 139?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, in a Marvel movie, you're going to get more CGI.
No Way Home is $200 million.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So pretty crazy. So it wasn't as a big budget as I thought it was.
Yeah. But yeah.
Still is a big budget.
Yeah. The quality actors, the hype behind it, there's really no reason that movie shouldn't have been like at the very least like an 8.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even with a not good storyline, like it still shouldn't have fallen short of an 8. Because I mean, it's just it had everything going. People hyping it up so fucking much.
Yeah.
I read the reviews for it like as I was watching it, because I was like, I wonder if I'm the only person that fucking hates this. And it really looked like I was. Because like people in the comments were like, oh, anybody rating this under a 6 doesn't get its like political commentary. I'm like, it's really not that subtle. Like you can understand, like it's really not a hidden thing or a new thing that they're saying. Like people have made jabs at politicians being selfish before. Like they're not reinventing the wheel here. It's
So the first thing that I noticed, and this isn't something I always will notice about a movie. Honestly, if it's just not bad, I don't notice it. And that's the directing and the editing was so atrocious in this movie.
It was because it was noticeable because of how odd and like distracting it was.
Yeah.
Because it was like off-putting. I think off-putting is the word I'm looking for.
And this won't be forever. Like, not everyone's going to pick up that, like, on this, because not a lot of people will pay attention to this. But, like, something that I kept noticing.
Possible spoiler alerts?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't say.
Well, I mean, just like here on going out, because we might slip up and say something.
Sure. I was going to say, like, I was going to give
I don't think we're going to get sued if somebody's like, oh, well, I didn't watch it.
Well, I was going to give a definitive spoiler alert later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'd say I was going to keep this pretty subtle. But, like, something that stood out to me was that they wanted to show one of the characters really nervous because of something they were presenting.
Yeah.
And so they kept zooming in and showing, like, their hands were fidgety. They were showing, like, their feet were tapping. And then they would show their face, and their face was kind of normal, so I get that they were wanting to show that. But they kept panning between these 3 but they didn't have to. They could have just zoomed out and shown us this character. And, like, that probably doesn't seem too off, but it's so much.
Yeah, well, they do it a lot, too, like, because whenever they're showing, like, I guess when everybody's accepting what's going on, they show, like, a little montage of life, and it just, like, cuts to hippos for, like, 5 seconds, and you're like, what? Why are you doing this? And then it, like, there's legitimately a random sex scene.
Yeah.
Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, what are they doing? Like, they'll just cut to something else that's slightly related.
Yeah.
Like, not in the story at all, though. And it's, like, there for 5 seconds. You're just like, okay, cool. Like, let's keep this going, I guess.
Yeah.
You legitimately watch an Ariana Grande concert.
Yeah.
That was so goddamn stupid. And I like both Kid Cudi and Ariana Grande. They did not need to be in there. Holy shit, am I tired of the stupid, like, stuck-up pop star cameo? Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, well, yeah, we'll just sneak her in there, make a jab at, like, yes, it's been done before. Like, nothing new is being seen. They showed the entire goddamn song.
It didn't bother me as much.
Oh, God, I hated that. I was like, that's so fucking stupid. Like, well, because it was at one of the points when I was checking to see how much longer it had, and I was like, I feel like it's just filling up time. Like, I'm like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Like, there's still so much of this fucking movie left.
The concert thing didn't bother me as much because by that time, that's pretty late into the movie.
Ish.
It's past the halfway point.
Yeah.
And at that point, it already felt like a train wreck at that point. Like, it just felt like everything was going wrong with the movie. The thing that bothered me more than anything that's not in the spoiler territory is so many fucking times. You know, in like a comedic scene where like someone will be like, holy, and then it'll cut real quick. It did it all the time. But it wasn't for comedic effect. It was literally just people being like, oh, and today on the news it was, and then it would just cut away. I was like,
yeah.
What? I was like, what are they doing? And the first time it happened, it felt weird. And I was like, why didn't they finish the sentence? I was like, whatever. And then like it happened like 4 or 5 times, pretty close to each other. And I was like, what? What is going on? Like, I don't understand why they didn't let actors just talk to each other. And it felt like I was watching a movie that someone has never directed before.
Yeah. I've never heard of the dude.
He's done, he did Step Brothers, Ant-Man, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah, he's done good projects. I think the editor hasn't done shit, and you can tell. He's fucking awful.
Yeah, it's...
Because I wanted to take back the statement saying it's, like, horribly directed, and it's the editor, because I do complain about that side, like, all the fucking cuts is what bothers me more than anything. But it's also that the camera doesn't need to be this fucking close. It doesn't need to be right on your face to where you can only see your face. Like, unless you're the editor for SpongeBob, because those moments, they fucking get me. I was gonna say they make me laugh, but they don't, because I'm a grown man. Well, you said a key point, and you said moments.
Yeah,
this isn't moments. This is the whole fucking movie. But yeah, now let's get into spoilers. Let's actually talk about the plot. So, spoiler warning now. We're going to actually talk about... I'm going to talk about the end of the movie, because it was great.
Great?
For the wrong reasons.
Okay. Because I was about to say, I was like, no, that was...
Well, so, yeah, skip ahead right now. I'll try to put a timestamp. I'll try to remember. If not, just skip ahead a lot.
Yeah.
So,
if I will give this movie one compliment, it is kind of neat that they... I mean, I'm assuming this is like a COVID thing. Mm-hmm. Like, wear a mask... Like association, like where it turns into a political thing when it really doesn't need to be. I was like, oh, that's kind of neat, but it's not interesting. Like, to me, the story wasn't interesting. Like, it was interesting whenever they was first like, oh, something's happening, holy shit, and then like they just kind of seemed to push it off, and because it did bring up like an interesting thing of like, what do you do when they don't fucking care? You know, like you went to the most powerful source.
Yeah.
They didn't really say anything, and that's like, oh yeah, what do you do next? Apparently you go to a fucking celebrity morning show.
Yeah.
That's where you go to. Not like you don't go to a news article or like another university and share the information and then they throw the information around to other people that would actually take it serious. No, you go on a morning talk show. That's why nobody takes it serious.
Yeah. Well, okay. At the beginning of it, she acts like she discovered she discovers a new comet. I almost said comic. A new comet, and it kind of looks like, I was like, oh, that's kind of neat.
They named it after her too.
Which was
funny. Pretty shitty.
It was kind of funny, but it's a
shitty thing to do to somebody.
I don't even think they did that on purpose. I don't think that comedic moment was on purpose.
For a lot of things too, I am willing to forgive a lot of things if it's funny.
Yeah.
It wasn't fucking funny. There was maybe a couple moments where I was like, huh.
I laughed for Jonah Hill reasons a lot.
Yeah, a lot of it was that, but like Jonah Hill had a couple of funny moments. Mm-hmm. But like,
I thought his character was fucking annoying.
Yeah, it was so annoying. He was just like, he acted like an annoying, which is probably what he's supposed to do, like an annoying 10-year-old that's like trying to flirt with a girl.
Yeah,
and then he's just like, oh, do you want snacks? No, and you're just like, what? What are you doing? Like, he throws it on the ground. I'm like, why are y'all doing this? And I wish they would have went further into why the army general or whatever conned them.
They wouldn't shut the fuck up about it, and it didn't matter at all.
Well, I wish they would have said something because that's a very weird thing. Why did he do that? It was kind of funny, but I was
just supposed to be an asshole. And I think that they were just being like, oh, everyone's a dick here. It's kind of what it came off to me. But I was like, it shows that it's not going to bring it up. It kind of is like, hey, that's the end of that plot. And I was like, well, that's weird. It
was super fucking weird because I was like, oh, that was kind of funny. But
then the girl brought it up every 30 minutes in the movie.
Yeah.
And was just like, still can't get over why he conned us. And I was like, oh, it's going to come up again. Didn't. And then they were like, man, I can't believe he did that. I can't even sleep at night. And I'm like, shut the fuck up about it.
I was thinking they was going to show, maybe him just walking around the town and he's not, in the army at all. He was just some random dude.
Yeah.
And I've been like, oh, that would be kind of funny. But it's literally not shown again, only bitched about.
Yeah.
And I will say Timothée Chalamet is probably my favorite part about that movie.
Easily.
Dude, he's actually funny in it.
Yeah. And he's kind of supposed to play, an annoying character, and he does it fucking well.
Yeah, kind of like an annoying teenager, like an annoying, horny, evangelical teenager.
Yeah, and why is he the only good fucking person in this movie? Leo does his part for what he can. All right, so backtrack really quick. They discover the comet, and then they go, holy shit, something bad's here. And I was like, oh, this is actually an interesting story. Then it's a world-ending comet, and I was like, wow. They're confirming it all through getting all the scientists involved, and everyone confirms it. You have X amount of time to live. They take it to the president. The president just tells them to piss off. And I was like, I like the premise. I really like the premise. I thought from there on it was going to be more of what you talked about rather than just immediately turning it into a social commentary movie.
Yeah.
And it sucked. It was so on the nose.
Yeah. It's not... And that's what pissed me off about people in the comments. It was like, oh, people don't understand what they're... I'm like, everybody gets it. Yeah. They're pretty much writing it on the goddamn screen, what they're referencing.
Yeah.
And what they're... it's not subtle. It's not new. It's just, I don't know, people in the comments just felt smart for understanding that. And I'm like, you're allowed to say you don't like it, even though it is a big movie and it has, probably your favorite actors in it. You're still allowed to not like that.
And because it's social commentary. Saying you don't like social commentary sometimes gets backlash. But
yeah, I mean...
sometimes they suck. This felt like a $75 million commercial to say, hey, believe scientists. And I was like, okay.
And not only that, a fucking 2.5 hour long one.
Yeah.
And how fucking dumb was it whenever the fucking, the dipshit, we'll just call them Republicans because that's essentially what they were.
Yeah.
The people who were saying, don't look up. Are you fucking kidding me? It took one of those fat people in the crowd to finally
Literally.
look at the sky and see it. Like, when you go
Literally
outside,
look up.
yeah,
Literally look
when
up.
you go outside,
supposed
do
to.
you not see the fucking sky? Like, is it not even your peripheral? Like, one guy just decided to look up and was like, oh shit, it's actually there. Like,
I think
is
he dropped
the
something.
only?
He literally like dropped something, and then I had to look up real
Yeah.
quick, and was like, "No, guys, really look up."
I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Has nobody looked up? Like, you fucking missed that. Like, I'm like, how dumb of a thing for them to just be like, oh no shit, they were actually fucking right. And you're like, yeah. It's not like with COVID that it's not like, because COVID isn't something you like. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, except under very technical terms, like if you have a microscope, but like
Yeah.
COVID is something you're not seeing.
Yes.
A comet is very something like you can just be like,
Yeah.
hey, if you don't believe me, look right there.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to go on Google and do any research of your own or listen to a doctor. Look up.
Yeah.
Literally look
Yeah.
right in that direction for 2 seconds and you'll believe me.
It was so dumb. The movie's so dumb.
I don't get how people defend it. Because it's so bad, and I think...
And this is why I said the movie's ending was great. Okay.
Okay. Oh my god. What a corny fucking sci-fi-ish ending.
Well, hold on. At the end, because I remember you just being like, I want this movie to be fucking over. I wanted it to be done. For me, I was so interested in the ending for this one very particular reason. It's a Netflix big budget movie. It has to have a sequel. I was like, all these movies have to set up a sequel. And I was like, okay, if they're going to set up a sequel, the world can't be destroyed. So I was like, who do they put this blame on? Because if the way that it pans out at the end is the billionaire or the trillionaire, billionaire, rich person who's supposed to be the lead person of Apple, not Steve Jobs, whoever the new person of Apple is, very on the nose about that one, didn't give a fuck about being subtle.
Yeah.
He has to destroy the comet. And then that kind of leaves this weird message of like, well, sometimes billionaires are right. And I was like, no way. I was like, they can't do it.
Yeah, because
So
I was going to
then-
say, I was like, what message does that fucking send? Because if he's right, then that just...
Yeah. And then I was like, well, maybe the comet will miss. And I was like, they can't be like, sometimes scientists are wrong. And I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, how do they fuck this up to the point of like, oh, the scientists really built their own, destroy it. And I was like, oh, I can't wait. I was like, I just couldn't wait to see how the mess was going to unfold. And they went with such a cliche ending. The world ends. And I laughed hysterically. Like, the only time I laughed out loud at this entire movie is at the post-credit scene of them getting off of onto the new planet that they escaped to.
Yeah.
Their fucking company names were with their actual names on their little like pods of living.
Yeah.
I laughed so hard at that. I was like, dude, you can't be subtle.
No.
It's like, it's like, well, we had to show they're fucking trillionaires, so we'll put these big name companies on here.
Like, yeah, we kind of assumed. She said there's only going to be 2,000 people, and it's been made very, very clear that they're corrupt.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're going to take people, like, in charge of, like, gas companies and shit.
Yeah, and the names were like, because apparently they wanted to spend $75 million on the actors, not pay a director, not pay an editor, and then not pay for actual product placement. Because at the whole time they're like, it's not Twitter, it's
Jibby?
Yeah.
They're like Jibby? Dude, I hate that more than anything when there's too much, like, social media references.
Yeah.
Like, it's so annoying. Like, in iCarly, I fucking hate the Pear phone
I was gonna
instead
say,
of an Apple phone.
Oh, I think that was funny because they didn't take it serious.
It
they were
is.
like, let's make it a fucking pear. Like, that's funny to me.
Seeing off-brand social media is so annoying to me, though. Because you're just like, dude, we get what you're referencing.
Yeah.
And then I hate the fucking text bubbles in movies and shows. Whenever, like, someone's typing something, I hate the text conversations. I hate that.
I don't hate it. Yeah, that's not what bothered me.
Yeah.
No, what bothered me is the movie fucking sucked. And the whole time, what I thought was going to end up happening was I thought I was going to say, like, you're being way too critical about this.
Yeah. Well, because I was honestly wanting you to...
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it makes me happy that I'm not the only person that thought that.
Yeah.
But I was like, maybe I'm just being a dick about it, because maybe I'm just holding it to too high of a expectation, which I really thought I was, but it's a bad movie.
There's not...
And you're allowed to say it's a bad movie just Leo's in it. I wanted to like it.
Yeah.
Leo and Jonah Hill.
This was the first time I ever watched a movie with Leo that I didn't like. And that was something that I didn't want to be able to say.
And I didn't like it. I genuinely grew to despise it.
I think it's the worst movie.
With everything concerned. There's obviously worse movies like Lamageddon.
Yeah.
There's obviously worse movies.
Yeah.
But that movie was the worst movie that should have been good. You have to suck at your fucking job to make that a bad movie.
Yeah.
I think you could. Yeah. I think you could throw in a college level director into that movie or editor or whatever, and it would have been a home run.
Oh, yeah.
How do you fuck that up?
I think a lot of what happened was pressure was probably there.
Yeah.
The budget probably surprisingly wasn't high enough for what they were trying to accomplish. And then on top of that...
It's just bad writing.
I was about to say, I think that what they had a good idea, and then they're like, well, how are we going to make this 2 hours, 2.5 hours long? And I think that what happened was they started to bloat it with well, what if we make a social commentary? What if we do this commentary too? What about this one too?
I think it was also up its own ass too much about social commentary.
It definitely was. Another thing that fucking cracked me up that was never supposed to with this movie was Leo talks about his wife for one segment. Or they're on randomly throughout the movie. Whenever he's starting to become popular, for the first time ever, he goes, oh, by the way, I have a wife. Very abruptly is just hey, I have a wife. And then sleeps with someone. And then what felt like 4 hours later, and it was probably 45 minutes later, his wife shows up and catches him cheating. And I was like, holy shit, they've not brought this up again. I was like,
no.
I forgot.
And then he literally comes back home and he's like, hey, I'm sorry. She's like, it's cool. I fucked someone too. And they're like, all right, hey, come have dinner with our two 40-year-old sons, clearly 40-year-old sons that still live at the house.
And when he's driving around and his life's starting to fall apart again, it very much will not let you miss it. In the corner, he has his phone to where it's always in the camera, pointing towards the camera, and it's his wife as his background, and it'll never lock. The phone's never dark. It is always a picture of her. Because you have to remember.
Yeah, and it's a lock screen. It's not the home screen. Lock screens will go dark no matter what. It's not the home screen. He just has his music up or something. No, it's just very clearly hey, we're showing you that this guy still loves his wife. Yes. You're like, what are you talking about? He got 2 ounces of attention and fucked literally the closest person near him.
If you were going to write a bad scene, the only thing I know about writing is you don't want your characters to announce their feelings. You don't want to have them just be normal people. Another fucking hilarious scene. It pans over the road, which shown that there was nothing. So much of nothing. There was literally deer in the middle of this highway. Yeah, it's a very clear indication that no one's
apocalypse.
There. Yeah, and it then zooms into the car and it shows them talking. And the very first words are, no one's been on this road for hours. And I was like, I picked up on that. And then
fucking shit.
And then it tells you where they're at. Again, reminds you of how long the time has been of no one on the road. And then goes, well, what are we doing? And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Those are the people in the comments that gave it a 10. That's just other people didn't catch on that. So I caught on that. And you're yeah, no fucking shit, dude.
Yeah, that sounds like I'm being dramatic and overhyping it. Those were the exact words. She looked dead at Leo and goes, so what are we doing now? Yeah. And I was like, that's not what people fucking do.
I don't think I definitely hate it feels like the actors didn't get a chance to be good actors. They still did good with what they had. But there was legitimately one scene where good acting could be shown, and Leo did great with it. It was the scene when he goes the fuck off.
Oh, yeah. That one was pretty good.
He does legitimately good. That's a point in the movie when you're oh yeah, they haven't really shown it, but Leo's an amazing actor, if not one of the best.
Yeah. Well, I actually thought the same way with the commercial. When Leo's in that commercial, and the only reason that fucking scene's so good is, one, they let Leo act, and two, they don't fucking edit it. Yeah. It's just a camera pointing at a TV, which, by the way, they have to show that it's a TV, so the TV frame is in the picture at all times. I'm like, just show the fucking commercial.
We get it.
It's okay. We know that they're watching it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We didn't think an ad just popped up on our TV. Yeah. Like, we understand what's going on. Which
I was just like, that's kind of funny for wrong reasons again. So they're showing this in the commercial, and because they want to show this commercial, they won't pan away, and they won't edit the thing, and it just lets Leo fucking act for literally 30 seconds. And that might be the top 5 best scenes of that entire fucking movie because of those reasons.
Yeah. They have Meryl Streep in there to do absolutely nothing. I genuinely do like Meryl Streep, but like they don't let her do anything in that movie. She's just... And how cool of them to like show that it's a female president, but then make her fucking retarded.
So fucking...
Isn't that cool? They're like, oh yeah, we'll be a little different and show a female president because that'll be real like a PC of us. And hey, she's a fucking corrupt dipshit who her son is blatantly hitting on the entire movie.
It really felt like they just didn't know what the fuck they were going to do because they wanted to be so goddamn progressive that sometimes being so progressive shot at themselves in the foot and made them look like they were being shitty towards progressive. And boy, is that just so funny.
It looked like they got a 14-year-old kid to make a political commentary movie.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, oh man, wouldn't that be so like subtle if I threw in this, or like so cool? I don't think people get it. Like, we fucking get it.
Yeah. But. And something else, before we're done here.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny whenever just like it's such a star-struck cast that like an appearance doesn't feel like it's not expected.
Yeah.
Like every time I'm like, oh, there's another fucking A-list star or actor or actress that whenever but like usually like Chris Evans popping up for 14 seconds would have been like, oh, that's fucking neat. And this I was like, another one. I was like, there we go. That was like more of the budget that they were just like, I gotta spend it somewhere. And it just felt so fucking weird.
I'll say
all the time. And his part was actually funny too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which shouldn't have been one of the best scenes of the movie, but
it really shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But one of the things that really got me about this was it also being listed as, I think it's like listed as a comedy first.
Oh God.
And dude, it is again like this is the least subtle movie of all time because like when they're trying to be funny, you can tell that they're trying to be funny. Like, they're trying to make you laugh. Like, there's nothing subtle about it to the point where it's like almost cringy.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're just like, oh, my God, you're really trying hard to, like, make sure people know that you're trying to make this scene funny.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. Like, dude, there just wasn't. It was not funny.
The director thought that only people who've never seen a movie before would have watched this, I guess, because nothing was subtle. And even, I was just thinking about it, even with the Chris Evans, when he's doing his little interview for his book, they have to show, because it's showing them, it has to show that there's an interviewer in it, and they just show like part of their head, so then you're not like, oh, he's not just talking to a wall. It's like, he's being interviewed. And I'm like, no, I fucking knew. I very much knew.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I cannot remember a movie that genuinely disappointed me more. Like, I mean,
it's easily the most disappointing movie ever.
I honestly, like, because, you know, I've went on record more than one time saying how much I hate The Village. I hate this movie more.
You want to know the difference? M. Light's a great director. He just is so up his own ass about wanting a big twist ending that sometimes it shoots him in the foot.
Yeah.
He's a good fucking director, though.
Well, it's like, I don't know, because once he kind of got known as the plot twist guy, it's kind of ruined him.
Yeah, because he's
sometimes
he's like a hack now.
Well, because M. Night has a weird trend of like every other movie is really good.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because he just has that weird trend of like, all right, he just dropped a good movie. Because of that, I honestly want to see his newest movie, Old or something. It's not called Old, is it?
I think so.
The Island thing.
Yeah, I really think
it's got the dude from Hereditary.
Yeah. The thing is with him, every movie, every trailer of his, I'm like, this looks like a blockbuster hit. This is the best movie.
Because they haven't shown the twist yet.
Yes, and I always, and so every movie I'm like, I'm not going to watch watch it. I can't do it because I know that.
And you know what you're doing to yourself. You're
Yeah.
just like, I'm just setting myself up for
I'm
heartbreak.
gonna love 75% of this movie and then be pissed off for 25% of this movie. And I'd much rather have that than
Then
Don't
just,
Look Up, where I was first. Even like the first scene, I was like, that was weird. I was like, what the fuck? Because there's like 15 cuts right at the beginning of like her making toast, and then it shows the doll, and then it shows her, and then the computer, and then her discovering. And I was like, calm down.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit.
And then and I guess this should have been like the foreshadowing of it. Leo walks in and immediately grabs that doll and goes, do you know who this is? And I should have picked up that like that's how subtle this movie was going to be, that everything had to be extremely important.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I don't care either. I was like, to be fair, I was like, just show me what the fuck you all are actually doing.
I think I first realized that this movie wasn't going to be good whenever they officially got to the White House. Like, there was definitely, like, red flags before that.
Yeah.
That it was like, this movie might be bad, but I think that's when it was really... Yeah, because I was like... Because everything was still building up. I was like, holy shit, what's going to happen next? But once they got to the White House, I was like, oh, fuck, I do not have a good feeling about this movie.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of knew from then on how the movie was going to be, and I was like, it's worse. I was like, it's worse than what I thought it was going to be 5 minutes into the fucking movie.
Yeah, it really just never stopped.
Yeah.
Never stopped being a bad movie, and I always wanted it to.
I wanted something to stop.
Yeah.
I wanted that comment to, like, actually hit us.
Yeah.
So I could stop
God.
that fucking movie. Because I didn't
And
want
I feel like a dick being like, I think this might be one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's the worst movie that has over $100 on a budget.
I was saying, that's why I specifically make sure to say with all things concerned.
Yeah.
Because it's genuinely not the worst movie ever.
I mean,
even in my opinion, it's not the worst movie ever. But when you look at all the stuff that it had going for it, and how hyped up it is genuine. It is the worst movie with all things considered.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels shitty to compare a movie like Llamageddon to.
I would rather rewatch Llamageddon again.
Yeah,
because that one's bad for a bad movie, which is bad.
Yeah.
When a bad movie can't even really be funny about how bad it is. But, like, I don't know. With the 2.5 hour fucking runtime that Don't Look Up has, it's really hard to really convince myself that there's any genuine reason to watch it.
I'll never watch it again.
But
unless I, like, I guess have to.
Yeah, but I will, like, because I really wanted you to watch it, I will recommend people to watch this because... I am just curious to see how other people respond. Because me and you are kind of cynical people.
Yeah.
But, like, me and you both really like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. I didn't go into this wanting to not like it.
Yeah, I was really wanting to like it. Like, I
love Jonah Hill. Love Leo. Love
Jennifer Lawrence. Meryl Streep.
Yeah, I mean, I love a lot of the people. I love Kid Cudi even.
Yeah, I love making fun of Republicans. Like, it's just...
There's a lot set up here that I was like, this is going to
don't really give a fuck about astrology.
Yeah.
But... Or hearing anything referencing COVID. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. I'm tired of hearing it.
Yeah. So you do recommend it?
I
recommend it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I would say because if any of y'all do end up watching this, I actually want to know what y'all think about it.
Yes. Yeah, if you've seen it, I would love to know what you all think.
Yeah.
But I don't recommend it for the reasons that you should.
I just think we're going to hear we're being too harsh. In which we probably kind of are, but...
And that's why and I understand that, pointing out the directing as bad is usually being, you're being overcritical. And I understand that.
Yeah.
But that's exactly how I feel. And
I mean, they're not above criticism, though. I mean, if they're not doing a good job, we're allowed to say that they are. Yeah, but and don't say we just don't get the commentary. The problem was holy shit.
The problem was I got it too much.
Yeah,
shut the fuck up. Sometimes.
I understood every time they said it every 5 seconds because they will tell you word for word what they're trying to say or what they're referencing. I
still can't get over so what are we doing now? And I was like...
Don't you like how...
I could have just not... I was like, you could have just filled me in.
Don't you like how Timothée Chalamet and Jennifer Lawrence, they meet, they make out, they see the comment, and then he just gets in the fucking car and drives across the country to go spend the last day on Earth with her and not his friends that he was clearly close with, that he had with him when he met her. Like, he was just like, I'm cool.
Yeah, take care.
I'll leave with you. And I will spend my last day on Earth with you and a bunch of people I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Because we just made out on a roof.
Well, he did the praying, and then that's whenever they were like, "Oh, you believe in God and all this," and I was like, "Oh, is religion gonna like save all this?" I was like, "Dude, that'd be wild." I was like, "That'd be such a crazy twist ending." I was like, "Fuck it," at this point, like, let's do it. And no, they were just like, "No, we just gotta show that people are religious." I was like, "Okay, all right, sure, cool."
Isn't it funny that skinny dude with the sharp jawline has a religion? Because whenever they was laughing about, like, she was like, "Oh, I just think it's funny you're religious." Why? What did he do that was so horrible to just be like, "Oh, you just don't seem like a man of religion"? He literally just bought alcohol from you. Well,
he wore dark clothing.
Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, what a piece of fucking shit." Like, "Oh,
Wow.
That's funny you have religion because you're a scumbag." You're like, fuck, why is that funny?
Well, I think we said enough about it.
But yeah,
we could go on forever about this because there's just so. It's weird because it's a movie that I don't like, but I have so much to say about it.
Well, yeah, because I mean, it is a big movie, and that's what movies with social commentary are supposed to do.
Yeah,
they're supposed to just help expand conversations, and it does to me, all the wrong reasons.
Yes, but before we wrap everything up here, what is your song of the week?
I honestly probably have listened to like a total of 20 minutes of songs this week.
Okay.
And I think every 20 of those minutes has been Every Chance I Get by Lil Baby.
It's on Slaps.
Dude, it's really good.
Yeah.
I wish it was like a single and not on the, I think it's called Khaled. Getting real fucking creative with that one.
Yeah.
But the cover for it is so goddamn stupid.
Yeah.
And especially on Apple. But outside of that, I do actually have 3 other recommendations, just because I've been really movie heavy. But if you're going to watch any movies and you haven't seen these, Coco, probably my favorite Pixar movie now.
Yeah.
Lawless with Tom Hardy, fucking amazing. Mm-hmm. Shia LaBeouf does good, but I hate saying that, knowing that he's kind of a scumbag now. But and then Tick Tick Boom. 3 really, really good fucking movies that I watched this week.
Yeah. All right. Where can you watch them?
Coco, Disney Plus, and then the other 2 Netflix.
They're both on Netflix?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I was like, Coco might be somewhere else, but I just watched it on Disney Plus. And holy fuck is Coco good.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it was going to be because I have heard nothing but amazing things about that movie.
Yeah.
But holy shit. Yeah. I didn't think it was going to be that emotional of a movie. God damn, it's so good.
It's the only thing I know about that movie is the ending is very emotional.
Yeah, fuck, it's not even just the ending. Like, the entire movie, like, not the entire movie, but, like, obviously the ending is, like, the most emotional part, but, like, holy fuck, it's got a lot. It pulls at your heartstrings a lot.
Yeah.
But what's your song of the week?
Mine was with The Weeknd and Gunna both dropping an album on Friday. I was pretty sure I was going to choose either of them. Something off of one of their albums was going to be my favorite song this week.
Yeah.
Didn't. I really just didn't love either of the albums as much as I thought, and I really didn't have much high expectations for Gunna's.
Yeah.
But yeah, something that I'm excited for that is about to drop is Earl Sweatshirt is about to drop an album, and someone who sounds just like Earl. I truly don't. If you played a song with both of them, I genuinely couldn't pick them out on Who's Who, and it's Mavi, M-A-V-I. I think that's how you say their name.
Huh.
They sound pretty spot on.
I've never heard of that guy.
Yeah, and his new song from 2021 called Town Crier.
Town Crier?
Yeah. It's good.
I like that title.
It's really good. The little EP is pretty good in general. I mean, it feels like you're listening to an Earl EP. Yeah, it's just got me excited for an Earl album.
Yeah. Cool promotion.
Yeah, it felt like I got a little EP from an artist I don't get a lot of music from. So it's cool having 2 people that do that. Yeah, pretty good.
Well, cool. All right. Fuck it. Let's wrap this up. My tummy's hurting.
Yeah. That's been Jammin.
See you.